Okay, today I thought I would talk a little bit about the communication devices that we use on the bikes. Um, some of the good things and some of the bad things about each one of them. I got three different ones here. I've got a Cardo Q3 uh, Scala Rider, and then I have the Chatterbox, and I also have a Bofang. It's basically a ham radio. Um, so we'll start with the Cardo Q3. Um, these are really nice because I like them. They're small, they're compact. You know, this is it. This is the whole system right here. This is all you have. This clips on the side of your helmet. You can place this inside. This is your headphone, and then your mic. And I like it because it is compact, so it's less likely to get hit and damaged. They're water resistant. I don't think they're waterproof. I mean, they're okay in the rain, but you don't really want to submerge them. What these are capable of, they connect to your phone, and so you can listen to your music from your phone, take phone calls, make phone calls. They do a lot of trick stuff. To be honest, it's a lot more things than I would probably really use. It has an FM radio built into it. It works okay. Pretty much everybody listens to the music on from their phone anyway. And what they do is you're limited on the number of riders that you could have on these, and the distance. So when you get more than 50 feet or 50 yards apart, these disconnect. And they're supposed to reconnect seamlessly. The friend I ride with has a newer unit, and mine's an older unit, but they're still supposed to connect seamlessly when you get back together, and it doesn't. The only way I can reconnect is if I mute it and then unmute it, and for some reason it connects after that. I don't know why, and maybe it's just a glitch with the older and newer system being used together. I don't know. But the other issue is the range. So they talk about these that are able to go, a mile and a half. It's a gray area because they won't go a mile and a half. If you have this and another rider that's a mile and a half away, you're not going to be able to talk. But what they do is if you have a series of riders, 3 or 4 riders that are a certain distance apart, and you can that daisy chains off each one of them. So if you eliminate those guys in the middle, you have no way to communicate with the guy in the front. So it does do it, but it's not really like how they claim. I highly recommend that you talk to somebody that has a unit that you're interested in. Also, go down to your local cycle shop and talk to those guys. A lot of them might be using the same unit you have, and they can tell you the pros and cons. They all have their drawbacks. But the sound quality is pretty good. Doesn't pick up a whole lot of the motorcycle noise. I've used these with my son on his 250SX, and he's got a pretty loud exhaust system on it. And it picks it up every now and then, but you can use the voice operated, or you can set it to push to talk. So you just push this button down, and then you don't have to hold it. You just tap it, and then you can talk. And then when you're done, it goes back into reset mode. And it seems to work fine that way. They also it has 2 Bluetooth channels, so you can take it and connect it to your phone. Oh no, I'm sorry. This does not have 2 Bluetooth channels. I'm getting my Chatterbox mixed up. But anyway, so you can connect this to your phone. You can make calls, receive calls. It's a little more sophisticated than the Chatterbox. You're supposed to be able to talk to it and tell it to call certain people. I usually on my bike to get away from people, so I don't do that a lot. Um, then you have the Chatterbox. So the Chatterbox, I really like this. I don't have the headset for the speakers attached to it, but basically they're just speakers. I like this unit. This is a nice unit. It uses CB radio frequencies and family channel frequencies. So it has a range of about 5 miles. And I have used it several miles away from somebody. I can't guarantee how many miles away, but several miles away, and it works fine. But with all these, it's line of sight. So if there's no obstructions from here to there, then they usually do work the distance that they say. Again, when they advertise the mile with these, it's daisy chained between other riders. The Chatterbox has a built-in radio, FM radio in it. It's not very good. Doesn't really hold channels or stations very well. I'm pretty sure you can store like 5 channels into it. I'm not sure. The sound quality is okay. I've been told that if you get better speakers that it's much better. But what I like about it is it's just simple. It Bluetooth to your phone. You can receive calls. You can make a call, but I believe it only calls the last number that you had dialed. How helpful is that? I really don't think it's helpful at all. Half the time I don't remember who I talked to last. So, but if you use your phone, you can talk to somebody through this while you're riding. And I've done it, and it's okay. It's a little hard to understand, but I'm usually wearing an MX helmet, and there's not a whole lot of soundproofing in that. But I like these because they're simple. Now this one has a Bluetooth push button to talk, if you so choose. You can, so there's no wires. You can run that down to your handlebar and push the button, and it'll Bluetooth, and you can talk using that. These do a really good noise suppression with the bikes not interfering with them too much. I like them. You know, I'm not going to go into details about channels and all that. It has a lot of channels, and it has sub-channels. So if you're on channel 12, sub-channel 14, just because someone else is on channel 12, you're not going to hear them, because if they don't have the same sub-channel, then they don't have you. So what I really like about these is they reconnect, because even if they disconnect, it's like a CB radio. So anytime you get out of range, when you get back in range, they'll work. So it's not a problem. And on top of that, you can have 2 to 20 or 30 riders all on the same channel. And that's really nice, because if you're in a big group ride, you're not limited to the number of people that can be on a Bluetooth channel. You can all be on the same channel. And communication is very important, especially in an off-roading environment. I don't know how much it is on the street, but on the off-road it really is, because you know, you get separated by obstacles. You get separated because one of your friends fell down, and you know, he's not hurt or anything, but you know, it's going to take him a few minutes to get his stuff back together and get his bike up and get going again, and he can let you know. We used a different system on the Malcolm Smith Trail, and I'll get to that, and it worked very well. But we did not use the Chatterbox on that one. But this is the one I prefer to use, is the Chatterbox. So then we have the controversial Baofeng ham radio. What makes this controversial is that a lot of people tell you it's illegal. It's not. What it is that it gives you access to channels that you shouldn't have access to. So it's your responsibility to know where you're supposed to be and where you're not supposed to be. So the radio is not illegal. It's how you use it, like most things. So The thing that's nice about these is the range. It's got at least a 5-mile range. They work really well. If you have a ham radio operator's license, we talked to a guy in Arkansas last year. We were up on a mountain and we were talking to a guy in Arkansas using repeaters. So that comes really handy, especially in emergency situations. But I'll tell you what, if I'm hurt and I'm out there and I'm by myself or one of my friends and I need to get life flighted out, I don't really care if it's illegal to use a repeater or not. I'm going to use it. So, and I seriously doubt that they're going to fine you thousands and thousands of dollars when you're just trying to save your life. So, I don't think the FCC is looking for people that are using these in that manner. But what I do use are the lower power frequencies, and those have good range on them, work very well. And if I forget what it's called because I'm not a ham radio guy, but you trim this antenna down and it will actually work even better. Hard to believe, but yeah, the longest antenna is not always the best for these things. It has an FM radio in it. It has a light on it that's pretty bright. I don't remember how to turn that on. It talks to you too.
Channel mode.
So it's kind of cool. It's got the FM radio on it. You can change the frequencies. I forget how to make the light work. I don't remember how to make the light work. I don't see how that's really important to this, but I would like to remember how to make the light work. But anyway, it does have a light on it that you can turn on, and it's pretty bright. It's pretty bright, and I always forget about it. But I bring this with me whenever I go on a camp out because it's nice to have another form of communication in case of an emergency. Definitely, and it's small. I mean, it doesn't take up a lot of space, so it's nice to have that. What I don't like about it is all this that goes with it. Usually what I do is I'll clip the radio on my chest protector, or I will, once it's set up, you don't need to do anything with it. I throw it in my backpack, and then this is a mic, and then there's a earpiece that goes on, and then mine's set up with a push to talk button. And you can get a different headset from Race Radios that has a breakaway cable or breakaway wiring, whatever you want to call it, and you could take that and use it, mount it on your handlebar. A friend of mine does that. He likes it, thinks it's great. If you get separated, it's designed to pop out instead of yanking all the wiring out. I've used this, and I just clip this on the side of my helmet. You can put it on the bike if you want, but the problem is now you got this cord from you to the bike, and I'll guarantee you're going to forget when you go to get off the bike, or you're going to crash and come off the bike, and now you've got this cord that's attached to your bike, and you're not attached to your bike anymore. I went riding with some other friends, and they did that, and they had the setup with the push button, and they mounted on their bikes. Well, the first time they went down, they yanked all the wires out, and so we didn't have any more communications the rest of the time, which was a real bummer. So, I like this. All these have their place, but I like the Chatterbox. I did have a problem with the USB port. I broke it. I probably put the wrong plug in there or something. I don't know. It was still under warranty, and I contacted Chatterbox, and they said to send it in. I told them, I said, it's probably my own fault. I said, I'm not really looking for a warranty. I'm just hoping that you could fix it. And they sent me a whole new unit. Everything. The push button, the Bluetooth push button, and brand new box, everything. So really, really good service over there. And they've been bought out since then, but I'm not sure how great their service is, but I haven't heard anything bad about them. And the group that I ride with, we deal with them quite a bit, and I haven't heard anything bad about it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, all these units will pretty much last all day. This one is nice because you can also get a longer battery, but I've left this thing on all night and it's fine. So I don't know how much longer it would have lasted, but I left it on all night and I didn't have any problems with it. So here's another one with the longer battery pack on it. I like this. It lasts plenty long enough, and it packs small, obviously. If you were not to leave it on all the time, it would, I'm sure, last the weekend, a couple days for sure. These I go back and forth with because I like them because it's 25 bucks. If I crash and break this, I'm just gonna go get another one. No big deal. I can give it to my kid. He can ride with it. What I don't like is all this. They do have, you can go on Amazon and they have a wireless transmitters for these. I've never gotten one. I've never used one, and then when you do that, you have to use, I'm assuming, you'd have to use the Vox system, voice operated. I've never used it that way before. I think it would be fine. It just depends on how loud your bike is. So that's kind of a quick little tutorial, call it what you will, on these things. They all have their pluses and minuses, but to me the Chatterbox is just the way to go. Longer range, no connectivity, is that a word? Connectivity issues. They're pretty bulletproof, and like I said, it Bluetooth to your phone, so you're still going to have your phone, and you can listen to your music on your phone, whatever you want to do. It just isn't as sophisticated as these, and I'm a simple guy, so the Chatterbox works for me, and I've definitely been in positions where we've lost communication, and I had this, and nothing, and I was riding by with and they could hear me, they could see me, but they couldn't talk to me because this wouldn't connect. This would have connected, and they could have said, go to your right. Instead, it was an hour and a half to 2 hours of riding around trying to find somebody, which we did find, and everything worked out great. But these, it's kind of a love-hate relationship, so not really sure what to tell you on that, but I can tell you, I think the headset was like 20 bucks. So for 45 bucks, you have a pretty rugged system that works. And like I said, if I break any one of these, the Chatterbox or the Cardo, they're awfully expensive to replace, and that's a huge drawback. But when you invest 25 bucks into the radio, and then there's a ton of different headsets to use on these things and all kinds of options. I might revisit this and try and get this. And I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned it, I programmed this with all the channels that this has. So anybody in the group, I can talk to them with this or with this. And that makes it really nice. Programming these things is a bear unless you get, there's an adapter that you can get that plugs into this and you do it on your laptop. Makes it real easy. Otherwise you have to hand enter all the frequencies in here, and it's very time consuming. But to do it on a laptop, it's pretty simple. And a lot of times you can go down and find places where you can download the frequencies, and you don't even have to enter them on your laptop. It's just a whole package deal. So, yeah, I mean, all these things have their pluses and minuses, but they all seem to work. Again, Chatterbox. I think it's the way to go. And I guess that's it. I will do another update on the Zumo. I just only used it the one time, and I really didn't even use it. I just had a chance to mount it up. So I have learned a few things, but nothing to get excited about. So anyway, click the like button, subscribe, and go hit the trails.